Hi guys, what is up? It's me, TimeFoss, and as you can see, my table has been reorganized, and with that comes a new chapter in life. Today, we're gonna be taking a look at Blokees, Ultraman Blazar, and Blazar Firdran Armor. Excuse my voice because I am somewhat sick, so if you hear me coughing, please excuse me for that. So before anything, I shall note that these two come from different volumes within the Ultraman Shining version, or whatever this line is called. I kind of forgot. It's been a while since I reviewed a Blokees like this. Now, with that in mind, these two may look similar with just a few armor changes, parts changing, but in all honesty, these two are completely different figures. Now, Blokees has improved a lot, and as you can see with Blazar, this is very apparent. From a first glance, I won't blame you for thinking like these are the same figures, just changing the chest and the arm parts. But internally, and if you can make it out, these two are completely different. Now, the main difference that you may notice is the leg or the knee parts. As you can see, this one doesn't have those knee guards, and you can see there's a seam line between the thighs here that isn't apparent on the older version. To get one thing out of the way, can you convert this Blazar using parts from this Blazar? And unfortunately, I've tried, you cannot. You can change the chest armor, but everything else is different because Blokees has used a different mold for this one compared to this. I'll explain more in the articulation section afterwards. Now, what does this figure do in terms of like appearance? Well, in the series, Blazar just gets an armored up form. With the figure, it is very apparent, and this shoulder pad here is very prominent. As you can see, this moves out, which helps articulation, we'll talk about later on, and this just clips on. In terms of like design, it is very close to the actual design we got in the show. I'll show you the images of these two forms, what they're supposed to look like in suit, and I will compare these with the Chodo figures afterwards. Now for this Blazar, the painting and sculpting is fine, the head is done really well. Both of these heads are the same. Now for the back, you can see that this has a label called GV11, which means it's Galaxy version number 11. The back here is fine, very well sculpted. Now compared to this one does not have the label that's like on this one. So I believe this was like, future me, tell me what volume this is. And you can see the joints here are different, which makes it, obviously, this one's the improved version. And the painting is really fine. It's not going to chip off easily, but it will rub off once you play with it enough, I guess. In terms of accessories for these two figures, normal Blazar comes with the spiral blade, which is made out of 3 parts. Just clip them together like so. While Firdran Armor comes with the Tilsoferd Lancer. Now you can convert this into the Tilsonite Sword by removing this end, and you get the Tilsonite Sword. The Tilsonite Sword here is cast entirely of clear orange. Personally, I don't mind it because, well, I love clear parts. When a figure does come with clear parts, it is my favorite thing in the entire world. Some people may hate it, but I find this really attractive. The normal colored version is included with the secret figure, and that comes with a differently painted Firdran Armor. Accessories in general are really a great addition when it comes to figures like these. Both of these do come with a stand and a clip. Now, I've reviewed most of these Blokees figures before. You know how the stand works. It can clip onto the legs or clip onto the body. Simple stuff, really. Now, let's compare the weapons between the Chodo and the Blokees. First off, here is the Tilsoferd Lancer from Blokees, and this is the Tilsoferd Lancer for Chodo. Now, of course, these two are different because they're from different figures. Like, look-wise, they're practically the same. Now, keep in mind, I have painted this, so that's why it looks this detailed. But essentially, they're the same. And as for the spiral blade, remember, this is the one that came with Blokees. This is the one that came with the Chodo, and as you can see, the Blokees figure is more girthier, more spiral-ish, I would say, and this one is just one piece of plastic that's easily bendable without any detail. You can add it on, but I decided not to because the only thing you see is that piece of red there. It's not even that good. So this is the rare case where Blokees does win with the effect parts. Now comparing Blokees to Chodo, I have my Chodo here. This is obviously painted, so keep that in mind. And you can see that the difference in design is obvious. but I will respect Blokees for adding in the detail as much as they possibly can. And of course, the back is more detailed on the Chodo compared to the Blokees figure, but again, for what Blokees is going for, I definitely respect that. And the difference between Chodo and Blokees is that on Chodo, this one is a solid piece that is painted, and this one is a clear part which catches the light beautifully. Now personally, I own these two, so I can't choose which one is better, but you can decide for yourself. Do you want chibi-fied proportions or do you want normal-ish proportions? I don't have the SH Figure Arts or the bigger Blokees, but I will get that eventually. Next is the comparison between Firdran Armor, Blokees, and Chodo. And as you can see, they're not really that different in terms of like getting the concept of the Firdran Armor correct. The only issue is that Blokees does not have the blue parts here. I don't blame them because even Bandai's Chodo line did not have the blue here. I painted this. So in terms of like painting, they're practically the same. And I have to give it to Blokees for being more solid. Because I don't know if it's just my copy, but the Chodo that I got was very flimsy. I had to tighten up the joints before painting it, and parts of it is still flimsy, so I don't usually play with this one as often. But this one I have no issue whatsoever. Also, let me know if I should review both of these figures in the near future. Let me know in the comments. So getting into the meat and potatoes, let's look at the articulation. Now if you've seen my Blokees review of Gaia and Decker, you would know the articulation of those older figures aren't the best. But that's no fault in this line because they have improved a lot since then. The main update they did with the volumes going forward is that this has an outwards moving joint that allows for more articulation in the lower hips. If you've seen my Ultraman the Next review, which is right there, and I'll put a link in the description, I guess, you know the articulation of that was amazing, and this follows that trend. I don't want to show off the articulation that much because I have done this before. I'll just show you the differences in articulation right about now, so you can get like the exact points of which one is better. So we're starting off strong. As you can see, the bend at the knee on this figure and the ab crunch is much better compared to this one, which is 90-degree bends at the knees and no separation at the ab section, which is a big plus because most people like to pose their figures however they want, and this one just shows that this is a great update. I don't know if you make it out, but you can definitely see the separation on the thighs is much better on this one compared to this one, which is just separation at the knees that allows it for swivel. The outwards movement of the legs for both of these figures are practically the same. Now, probably the biggest change that I can definitely note when it comes to articulation is the shoulders. Now, the shoulders here, just like Decker Strong type, they clip on, and I have glued this, so again, it doesn't move, so I had to glue it because it kept popping off. But as you can see, it limits the articulation because it can't move out. How Blokees fixed this was very simple actually. They had this move out slightly, and they added a slit there, if you can make it out, which allows for these shoulders to move out slightly further compared to the old version, which is not much, but it does help a lot. For weapons, it's simple to clip on. You just clip it in the hands just like how you do with Lego. It's not that hard. It's easy enough. And you can get these into a variety of poses, which leads into the verdict, which will happen right now. So, final verdict for both Blazars. And honestly, Blokees, whatever insult I gave you in the past, I take it all back. These two figures show that you put a lot of love and effort into making what you do. In fact, I have seen people forget the Chodo line exists because of the figures you pump out. Now, that's no slander to the Chodo line. I love these as well. I've painted them, which means I love them. But that's the thing. In order to make them look presentable, you need to paint them because without that extra love, it would look plain. With these figures, the fact that they're painted well at the front, ignoring the back, it's great. I love these. The clear part at the head here is what made me love these figures. The abundance of clear parts that these figures include are really great. As you can see from the Blokees I have at the background there, I absolutely love this line now. What are the negatives? Well, obviously it's a blind box gacha system thing, so you can definitely see the frustration of people wanting to buy these and getting the same figure twice maybe. Honestly, you can bypass that by actually getting the figures you actually want from the retailers. But the positives outweigh the negatives. First off, articulation. Blokees has improved a lot since their first line, evident with this Blazar having more outwards movement, and evident by this Blazar having more articulation, especially on the knees, the ab crunch, and the outwards movement of the arms. Mix that with the inclusion of accessories. Who's to say these figures are not great? They are absolutely perfect. I know some people don't like the chibi styled. Personally, I don't mind it. Look at the collection behind you right now. That is how much I don't mind the proportions. As long as they look good, I'm buying them. Here's the thing. Do I recommend them? Hell yes, I recommend them. Especially if you love Blazar. These figures are a nice addition to whatever Blazar collection you have right now, or in Ultraman general, because these figures fulfill the one thing that most people want: affordable figures with great articulation and great accessories. And if you're lucky, you may get the secret one by pulling it out of the random blind packs. And honestly, continue what you're doing, Blokees, because you have absolutely blew my mind. These figures are definitely my top figures of this year. Heck, Firdran Armor, I never liked it in the show, but this figure made me love it entirely. And as you can see from the figures behind them, expect to see more Blokees reviews in the future. And if you want to see those, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and leave a comment. I will review the Blokees figures going forward after this, if you want to. And that's all from me. Buy these figures if you can, or if you love them, just buy them anyway. Experience the fun with Blokees. That's all from me. I've been Time Foss, and I'll see you all next time. Take care.